Hello, my friends. Ivan Oberon here, your favorite non-contingent real estate lender with total quality lending. And in this video, I'm going to share with you just a few brief and effective tips on how to save for a down payment for your next home or maybe an investment property if you're an investor. This applies all around. So first tip number one is, do you even know what your budget is? Do you even have a budget? Right? A lot of times people don't understand exactly what they can afford. And one of the things that I'm finding out is a lot of times people talk themselves out of being able to afford something just because rates are changing or prices are a certain thing. And it really all starts with a conversation and a consultation to figure out what that is. And as we go to create a budget, here's the easiest thing that I have found and how to do that is first you write down everything that you have, right? I have a little ledger and you write down all the different expenses that you have for the month. Now, I'm not just talking about your utility bills and your rent and car payments. I'm talking about everything that you spend money on. Just track it. That way you know exactly where you're starting from. And then we'll put the budget together in terms of what do I need at the end of the month? What am I going to have to sacrifice to make this happen? So that's step number one, is create a budget, know a budget, stick to that budget, and it all starts by knowing exactly what you're putting out there. Tip number two and step number two is, of course, develop your plan. Once you have the budget established, now you have to develop your plan. And part of that plan is one of the things I already mentioned. What are you willing to sacrifice? And one of the things I tell my daughters all the time and other people that I coach is, whatever you're willing to sacrifice today, what are you willing to sacrifice the lesser thing today for the greater thing tomorrow? It's whether you're at the gym or whether you're saving for a down payment for a home. And the home is one of the greater things, right? So if we can sacrifice that latte 5 days a week, if we can sacrifice going out as often as we do, if we can do some better grocery shopping, whatever it is, we can just learn to say no to certain things. It's just a temporary sacrifice for a greater gain down the road. Once you have your budget and you have your plan in place and you know what you're saving for, you know what you're sacrificing for, then it makes it a whole lot easier to say no to that because you know there's a greater reward down the road. So next, in part of developing your plan, is we want to set weekly, monthly, and complete deadline goals. So what are you going to do every week? What are you going to cut out? How much are you going to save? And regardless of how much you get paid, maybe it's bi-weekly, but you still set a kind of a weekly amount and a monthly amount that you want to put aside and what you want to do. And then set a deadline for when you want to save a certain amount of money at what time, right? And part of that whole thing could be getting qualified or pre-approved, and we can talk about, well, what kind of down payment do you need? What's the purchase price that you're going to be going after based off of the bed bath count, the location, and all that kind of stuff. So we can work our way back into these numbers. All right. So develop the plan, work the plan. Tip number three is execute your plan. So how do you stick to your plan? Well, part of it really for me has always been first is dream building, right? Being accountable to myself and my dreams and my future goals. Being accountable to your family. If you put this plan together with your spouse and even bring your kids into it. I bring my kids into a lot of my future goal planning. Talk to friends, talk to other people, bring them all on board, because if you have a friend that's always wanting you to go out, or you want you to do stuff that is going to cost some money, is going to take away from that budget, you want to get their buy-in too and say, hey, and this is the goal. This is what we're searching for. This is what we're looking for. I need your help. Quit inviting me golfing all the time. Quit inviting me to these different things, because we want to stick to our plan. And then what happens if you fall off track? The biggest thing is, don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, don't beat yourself up and then just derail yourself altogether. Just say, you know what? I'm going to do better tomorrow. I'm going to do better next week. Whatever it is, if you fall off track, identify the fact that you did and just get right back on track. So those are three of my tips on how to effectively save money for a house or an investment property. And if you want to get yourself into the best position right now to not only have the winning offer, but be confident that you're going to have a stress-free escrow and be able to get to the finish line on time and flawlessly, smoothly, give me a call right now to get yourself pre-approved and turn that pre-approval into a full loan commitment to make your offers as strong as possible. Talk to you soon. My name is Ivan Oberon, Total Quality Lending, and you can reach me at 805-236-2647. See you on the next video. Thanks so much.